My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Is this too much? I feel like it's just enough. It's time for another empties video, and this one is going to be robust. I have a mysterious abundance of empties before me this month. I talked last month about how I'm having a hard time getting a handle on all of the different factors that cause an empties bucket either to have a lot or a little in it in any given month. And I said I was going to pay close attention this month, and I did. And the only thing I noticed was just that I was scraping the bottom of a bunch of barrels this month. Like there were a bunch of times this month when I was like, well, this thing's almost empty, and now it's empty. But it was hard for me to really know anything beyond that, partly because I think it's pretty complicated and unpredictable, and also because I've had a month. I've had quite the month, and there was just so much going on. But before we get into the meat of the video, I have something exciting to show you. Scentbird, I'm sure many of you have heard of the company Scentbird. They sent me some scents. Scentbird sent me some scents, and they are sponsoring me in the beginning of this video to just show you basically the component. They just want me to show you how cool it is, honestly. And I was really excited when they reached out and asked to sponsor a mention in one of my videos, because I've always been really curious about Scentbird. And you guys know how I feel about subscription boxes. I have a whole video about it. I'll put it in the cards right now. I have never had a desire to sign up for a subscription service where they send you a bunch of random stuff every month, but I really like the idea behind Scentbird because it's not random. You get to choose. I'm extremely impressed by the array of scents that they have on offer. That's actually the reason that I agreed to work with them, because when I checked out what they had, I was like, wow, there are a bunch of niche, unique scents on here that I really do want to try. So I was like, sign me up. So you can see me twisting it and the little thing pops out. When it's popped up, you can spray it. I'll actually spray this one right now. And when it's twisted up, this little thing pops out. So this is room 1015. That's the name of the perfumery. The scent is called Electric Wood. It smells like burnt wood, but a really fragrant wood, like cedar wood or something. But it's mixed with, I think it's called ambroxan. It's like the ambergris scent, that incredibly alluring. It's both earthy and a little bit metallic. I really, really love this scent. I'm really excited that I'm getting to wear it for a little while. But here's the thing. I've been wearing this one almost nonstop, but I'm only halfway through it, and I've had it for much longer than a month. And what they say is that they send you a month's supply. And I think it's $15, although they did give me a code so that it would be $10 for the first month if you want to sign up, and I'll put that down below. The next month, when you pick a different scent, it comes in a little tube like this, a little cardboard tube in the mail, and you just take your metal component, switch out the old one, and pop in the new one, and you're good to go. So the two other scents that I was sent are Wildfire by Raw Spirit, which really, really smells like a campfire. And then the third scent that they sent me is by Etat Libre d'Orange. And another reason I agreed to do this mention is that I was raving about Etat Libre d'Orange in my video about what I bought, I think last month. And when I looked on the Scentbird website, I couldn't believe that they carry Etat Libre d'Orange. And they have Une Amourette, the one that I'm in love with. And they also have this one, which is called I Am Trash. Gosh, it is very different than the fragrances they usually go for. It's very, very citrusy, but it has a dry down that transitions to something very herbal and slightly spicy and musky and just a little bit deeper and more mature than a straight up kind of floral orange blossom scent, which is what it starts out as. Anyway, if you have any questions about Scentbird, if you've been curious about the service, if you have questions about how the component works or how the little vial feels or the shipping or anything like that, leave them down below and I will answer your questions. That's it for that. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. All right, you guys, it's a lot of skincare this month, and I'm looking at it now and I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Just have to take it bird by bird, Hannah. Bird by bird. Let's start with my Air & Space's Mineral Peptide Sunscreen. I finally used it up, and this did prove to be as economical as I expected that it would be. So if you buy the full size, It is now offered in a mini, but if you buy the full size, it is $50, which is a lot upfront, but it's for 4 ounces. That's so much sunscreen, especially if you just use the recommended amount, a quarter teaspoon a day. I think I even tend to use a little bit more than that every day. It lasted me at least 6 months, and it might have been more. I'm sorry, I didn't go back and quite count, but it might even have been closer to 8 months, but it just lasted and lasted and lasted. So it breaks down to an excellent price per ounce and an excellent price per month, and it's well worth it. If you buy the little one, I think it's $35 for 2 ounces, which is not quite as good per ounce as is often the case when you buy minis or travel sizes of things. I'm really glad that this is now available in a travel size. The most important thing though, you guys, is that this sunscreen is so cosmetically elegant. It is so, I'm like telling you with the bottles. She told me on the phone when we talked that you guys out there who have been shopping on Erin's website and who have found her through me or have fallen in love with the sunscreen through me, you are actually making a direct impact on this little business and the people who work for it and the people who run it in a way that is significant, and that's helping them reinvest and develop new products and grow. So it's just, to me, like I just love this brand. I love this business. I'm so proud to be an affiliate. And the sunscreen, I mean, it feels so high end. It's so good. I cannot talk about the sunscreen for the entire video. I know that I could, that's how much I love it. This is just to say that after a full 6 or 8 months of using Erin's Face's sunscreen, I'm as committed as ever to it. I am so happy that I discovered it. As far as I'm concerned, skincare will come and skincare will go. Makeup will come and go, and Erin's Face's sunscreen is forever in my life. I finished this little mini of the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial. This is a product that I used to buy before my no-buy year. I used to buy this, use it up, buy it again. It was a staple. I really love chemical exfoliation. It's a super intense mask. I used to really love masking. I was out of control in terms of my masking purchases, and I was grateful to have this little sample. This was given to me. I did enjoy using it. It did help clear up my skin a little bit, calm down my skin, exfoliate my skin. It's a great product, especially if your skin is relatively acclimated to acids like mine is. It's a great product. It's just too expensive for me to buy with my current budget and my current routine. So I'm saying thank you very much, goodbye to this product. I feel like I went through a lot of masks this month. It's like my last round of masks that have been hanging on sort of all kicked the bucket at the same time. And I was also doing a lot more masking than usual this month because I've been doing more baths. I've been taking more baths because I've been more stressed out than usual, and my skin hasn't been in as good shape as usual. It's been dry, it's been pimply. So I've just been trying to take care of my skin after the fact, like after I already let it go to hell. And that has meant that I've been leaning on masks a little bit more. And that might be why I had so many empties this month. That might be the secret. I finished up what I think is my second or third tub of the CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream. I love this. This is amazing, especially for the price. And I don't know if I'll purchase it again because I think I'm going to purchase the cactus cream. But I still have a couple of night creams that serve this same purpose that I need to finish up. I don't think I'll buy the cactus cream until I really need something. I think I'll buy it as a replacement, which will probably be sometime this month. But if I had never discovered the cactus cream, it would be this. This is going to be always a go-to if I decide to stop using that for some reason. And this is definitely a go-to for me in terms of what I recommend. What it has over the cactus cream is that it's not scented. And I know that some people don't like using scented stuff. They pretty much do the same thing. I use this as a really, really thick final layer on top of all of my other skincare at night. And I always wake up with cool, plump feeling skin. It's quite thick. It's quite thick. It's occlusive, which is what I like about it. I like putting an occlusive layer on top of all of my oils and serums. Here is a mask that I finished. It's the Glossier Moisturizing Moon Mask. I love this mask. I love it so much that I bought 2 before my no-buy year so that I wouldn't run out of it. And then when I ran out of the first one, I was like, ugh, I have a whole other one. Like, it's one of the only times I've ever bought backups in my life, and I regretted it. I was annoyed that I had a whole other one. I just didn't like having extras clinking around. I like this. I find it very moisturizing and nourishing, and I also find that sometimes it can stop breakouts in their tracks for some reason for me. If I feel like my skin is starting to act up, if I really mask heavily with this one night, in the morning my skin will feel calmer. It's not supposed to be for breakouts, but I think there might be something about the moisturizing nature of it that just helps the skin heal faster. I don't know. Both I and my sister have had that experience though with this mask, that it can sometimes feel like it just pulls the reins of a breakout a little bit and causes it to come to a screeching halt. So I love this. I'm not going to buy it again. I don't think I'm going to buy it again. I'm really just not into buying masks anymore after I saw how out of control it had gotten in terms of spending. And to me, they aren't the most effective way to care for your skin. But this was a good treat to have while I had it. This is a mask that I'm not done with. It's a little sample size. I'm just going to throw it away, or I'll recycle. I'll wash it out and recycle it. But it's the Boscia Matcha Magic Super Antioxidant Mask. It's a very dry clay mask. You know, it's like a clay mask that dries. It's supposed to be clearing. And clay masks that dry and purportedly suck impurities out of your skin, I just don't like them. They just don't suit me. My skin never enjoys that, and I never see benefits from it. And I used this months ago, and then there's like another use left in it, and it's just been sitting and sitting and sitting, and I'm ready to pass it on. I mean, I'm ready to be done with it. I'm ready to wash it out and recycle it. However, the Shefali Volcanic Ash and Sage Facial Earth Mask, which is also a clay mask, I absolutely loved. And I talked about Shefali in another Empties video. I received a couple of sample size tubs like this at the Indie Beauty Expo, and I was incredibly impressed by every single product that I tried. It's Ayurvedic skincare, and I think it's gorgeous. It is above my price range right now with my budget, and I do kind of think of these as luxury treat products, the Shefali products. I was very grateful to have this little sample. Even though I just said I don't like clay masks like that, that one really did work for me. I think because it was quite nourishing. It wasn't like a dry skin on you. I don't know. Something about it. It's a beautiful mask. And this one, which is the Nyad Flavanone Mud that I finally finished. This is also a clay mask, but it's not one of those like rose clay sucks out impurities masks. That's not what it claims to do. The Nyad claims can be extremely confusing to read and convoluted, but I like this. This is all I'll say. If you're interested in the Flavanone Mud, I'm afraid I'm going to have to send you on your way to do your own research about its claims, because I remember it being kind of unexpected but attractive back in the day when I bought this, but I can't quite remember what the claims were. All I know is that it's a very, very, very thin mud mask layer that kind of burns. And when I wash it off especially, my skin burns and is bright red. But it's always the next day after using this mask that my skin looks great. And so there's something about it that works. But again, I'm not into spending my money on masks right now, so I don't think that I'll buy this again anytime soon. However, I was very impressed by it, especially the last couple of times I used it, which was quite recently. I was very impressed by it, and I'm glad that I had it. Here's another thing that I'm just getting rid of. It's the Ordinary's resveratrol and ferulic acid. And I think it's because something else that I'm using has ferulic acid in it. Oh, it's the vitamin C. It's a vitamin C. So I had this. I don't really like how it applies. It's not an oil, but it's oily and then slightly gritty, and it doesn't layer well. It feels like it picks up on stuff on my skin, and I optimistically purchased it a very long time ago, before my no-buy year actually, so it's old at this point. And then I could never find a way to incorporate it, to layer it into my skincare, and so it's just sitting here languishing, and it's time for me to get rid of it. Again, I'll wash it out and recycle the bottle. And I think the thing that was the nail in its coffin was when I realized that the ingredient, well, I don't know if I have resveratrol in my vitamin C serum, but the ferulic acid I definitely do. And I was just like, some of the ingredients in this serum are covered elsewhere in my routine. I'm not using it. I don't value it anymore, so I'm letting it go. This, the Timeless Vitamin C Serum, this is what I decided to buy to replace my Drunk Elephant Vitamin C Serum. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was so good, and I really feel like it did its job. I kept it in the fridge, and every morning after washing my face, I would put 8 drops pretty much in my palm and pat it in. I just think it's very powerful. I think it's very fresh and freshly made. It didn't oxidize. I think it stayed powerful and effective all the way through to the end. I think it was only like $20 or $23 with the code that I found online. I mean, I'm so impressed by Timeless. And I ran out of it several days ago and I haven't repurchased it yet because I'm filming this right at the end of the month and my budget is run very, very low. So I'm just waiting until next month to purchase it again. I'm just going without vitamin C serum for a couple of weeks. I'll be fine. It's fine. I'm toying with the idea of purchasing the May Love Glow Maker because when I was looking for a good vitamin C serum, half of you guys were like Timeless, Timeless, and half of you guys were like May Love Glow Maker. And so I now know how I feel about this. I'm tempted to buy it again because I love it so much and it also costs less than the one from May Love. But I actually think I might order the May Love one and try it so that I can give a full review and comparison at the end of that bottle, which will be in several months. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you think. I finished this oil cleanser from Shu Uemura, which came from Octoly. I would never buy this full price because I wouldn't buy it on sale either. I wouldn't buy a luxury cleansing oil like this because I just use cleansing oil too liberally. So when I buy cleansing oil for myself, did you hear that? I was like, when I buy cleansing oil for myself, I buy the one from Simple, the Simple cleansing oil. I think it's like $8 on Amazon or something. There was a rumor that it was being discontinued, but every time I check, I find it still for sale. So I'm not sure if they decided not to discontinue it or if there's still so much stock that you can still buy it. But that's the cleansing oil I buy when I'm spending my own money on it. If I have the chance to acquire one for testing purposes through PR, I do it, and that's what I've been doing. And I got this one from More Pacific, which I really don't like. I talked about it in the Get Ready With Me, actually, for the look that I'm wearing right now, which should have gone up last Friday. I loved this one. The More Pacific one I don't like at all, but I loved this one. I was really grateful to be able to use it. I loved the smell. It was incredibly effective. It didn't sting my eyes. It's just perfect in every way, except for that this is a category of skincare in which I don't buy luxury or even high-end products. This is a category of skincare in which I buy drugstore priced products. Speaking of drugstore products, I also finished my Marcel Micellar water that I had purchased from Amazon. I really loved it. I loved this little component. I really loved it. It was excellent. And when I went to repurchase it, I couldn't find it again. And I also couldn't find my Bioderma listed on Amazon with the little pump. And I didn't really want to place, I think it was like a Beautylish order I was thinking about placing to get the Bioderma with the pump. Instead, I went to the drugstore and I just looked around and they had one micellar water with the pump. And it's this one from Yes to Coconuts. And I just really love the pump. That was my criteria. I was just looking for anything that had this pump that sits on the vanity for ease of use because I'm so used to it now with the other ones that I've been getting that I think I would be really extra and grumble and have issues if I had to like pick up a bottle of micellar water and take the cap off and dump it out. I just really want the pump. So this one's perfectly fine so far. It's a smaller bottle and I think it was around $9. So compared to other ones in the drugstore that I went to, like the Garnier one, the price per ounce isn't as good. It wasn't as wise a buy in terms of price per ounce, but I'm just all about that pump life. So that was the one that I sprung for and I like it. This is an interesting product. Lauren May Beauty gave this to me and she had used some of it and I think she just didn't love it and didn't want to use it up. So she gave me the rest of it. It's a charcoal body scrub for the bath. It is the Habanera Marianella Hawaiian Black Lava Body Caviar with charcoal. It's a super intense, oily, very, very scrubby. It's almost like rocks. It felt like ground up rocks and it smelled like potpourri. It smelled like nothing so much as like a holiday potpourri. So everything about it was a little bit weird and that may be why Lauren didn't want to continue on with the jar and gave it to me. But y'all, I love a body scrub. I love an oily body scrub that leaves an oily film all over your freshly exfoliated body. And I loved the effects of this. The elegance of use maybe wasn't quite there. I don't know whether this is an expensive product. It seems luxury. It seems like they really souped it up to justify possibly a high price tag. I really don't know about this product, although I'll link it down below with everything. So I'll find out. We will all find out. But to me, it wasn't as luxurious feeling when I used it as one would hope. But the effects were undeniably wonderful, and it kind of got me hooked on body scrub. I'm sort of thinking about trying to get my hands on a body scrub. Like I might actually buy a body scrub this month with my budget. We'll see. Sheet masks, y'all. I sheet masked so much this month, again, because my skin was kind of suffering. And I don't think that there are any in here that I haven't talked about. Oh yes, there are some that I haven't talked about. So I talked about the Lactose one before. I really liked them. I really liked this pearl one. I really like the Glam Up ones. They're perfectly fine. This is one that I had been saving and saving and saving. My sister gave it to me for Christmas. It's this elaborate thing where you put the ampule on and then you put these big slices of rubber on that it feels like blue craft singles in the shape of your face, and you leave it on for a long time. I think they're like $12. It's just like totally luxurious extra face mask, but they work really well. And I did love this product. I just wouldn't buy it because of how much they cost. So it was a great Christmas present, and I used it this month. And then these are the Innisfree masks, and these were given to me by a friend. My friend Simbra, who actually has an extremely successful, vibrant Instagram account, and I will link it down below in case you're interested. It's beautiful. I suggest following Simbra on Instagram. She's really, really lovely, has beautiful taste, and is highly intelligent, and is just a joy all around. She gave me these masks when we met recently. They are from Innisfree, and this one is the rice mask, and I really love sheet masks that have that milky serum in them, and that's this one. And then this one was fresher. I think it was like aloe or something. Both of these are great. I was very, very impressed by the shape and the texture of the Innisfree masks. I think they are my favorite non-cellulose sheet masks that I've ever used. The quality is very, very high. I'm not sure how much these cost, but if it's a situation where you can get a bunch of them in a pack, like a 20 pack for $20 or something like that, I will happily switch to Innisfree as my sheet mask of choice when I run out of the ones that I have. So thank you, Simbra. I really, really loved using these. And then lastly, I have two makeup products, and one unfortunately is not quite finished. I've just had it up to here. It's the Marc Jacobs highliner. I think it's in the shade Brownie. Yeah. And I can't get the stupid lid off anymore. It's like, everything about it is so gunky and ruined and peeling and falling apart and stuck. And yeah, there's like okay, so there's like less than a 1/4 inch of the product left. And I was gonna keep using it and keep using it. I've had it for ages. I've had this since before my No Buy year, actually. So I've had this for a long time. I use it all the time. I was using it to put my mole back on forever. I love the creamy, slightly warm brown. The quality of the product inside is amazing. But I have been so frustrated lately by trying to get this thing on and off, and how sticky and gunky it is, and just how the component has failed before the product ran out, basically. The last time I went to put my mole back on and I was trying to get this lid off, I just threw it into my empties bin in a rage, and I'm actually glad to see it go. And then I finished up this little sample size of the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and I think that my love affair with this mascara might be kind of waning. It was very gunky by the end. It was very difficult. I found that even though this isn't that weird shape that the full size comes in, that really makes it gunk up on the edges, it's something about the formula. I think that the way that the formula dries and extends your lashes and makes them really full and dramatic, that's so good for your lashes. I think that it makes it a challenge to store and package. I think there's something about the quality of the mascara. It gets really goopy and yucky and difficult to work with pretty quickly. And it's probably as a result of the same qualities that make it really great on the lashes. So I don't feel motivated to go out and buy this or anything like that. And it's not just because of the price. It's because after having gone through, I think, one full size I had and then one little one again, I never fell out of love with the way it makes my lashes look, but I think I fell out of love with the experience of using the product. So I'm kind of on to exploring other mascara options right now. And that is it. That is my empties video full of skincare. All of these things were almost finished at the beginning of the month, and then I just went through and knocked them all out. So make of that what you will. I'm not really sure what to make of it, but I do know that my voice is about to give out, so I need to stop talking. There's nothing more that I can do in terms of wrapping up this video. A big thank you again to Scentbird for sponsoring me at the beginning of this video to just show the little component to you guys and to tell you guys about the 30% off code. I really appreciate you watching this one, everyone. I'm getting like groany macaroni. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.